It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. Grab a cup of coffee or hot cocoa. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. Grab a cup of Java or espresso. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. Tina Valentina is the host, you see. She's as classy as she can be. Grab a cup of coffee or espresso with the Long Island Breakfast Club show. I say rise and shine, get up and go. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. Grab a cup of coffee or espresso with the Long Island Breakfast Club show. Another cup of Java or espresso. Another cup of coffee or hot cocoa. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show. It's the Long Island Breakfast Club show.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's Thursday, and it is the Long Island Dinner and Breakfast Club show now. So thank you for filing in. And it is National Bagel Day today, all over the world. So I've already had my bagel, and I'm sure my guests have already. But I would like to introduce both guests today. Very popular women and very, very, very supportive of each other. So we have calling in on Zoom, Olivia S. Benson. She is an author. Hello, Olivia.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. And we can't wait to talk about your books and all the great things that you have done and your university that you belong to. And really,
Yeah.
it's amazing. And all the way in Florida, right? What town in Florida are you in?
I am actually in North Miami, Florida.
No, it's probably warm there.
Mm-hmm. It might be warmer than where you are, even though I do have a sweater on today.
Okay. And then to my right is this wonderful Regina Pasqualino. She's an actress and advocate and volunteer, many things, which we'll be talking about. And in Italy this week, well, I'll let you call it. What's it called?
It's La Epifania, and La Befana comes on the 6th of January. She's not associated with Santa Claus. They don't know each other. And do you want me to tell you more about what she does?
We'll talk about it in a little bit. But she's in this adorable outfit, and she's bringing me some goodies that this La Befana brings around to people during the first, week in January. So this is my friend. She is also my member of my Long Island Breakfast Club and of the Per Sempla Lodge, Italian Sons, Daughters of Italy. And she looks adorable. I wish I had an outfit like this. So anyway, how was your day so far today, Olivia?
It's been a good day. As you know, I am a writer and a speaker, and I do a number of things, but I also have a job. And I have to work.
Because you have to, as a woman powerful as you have to keep going and keep learning and keep introducing more things in your whole expertise.
Exactly. So I've met with clients today and done a couple of other things that have, let's say, immediate financial benefits.
Right. So you want to start with your legal, or you want to start with your book and all your?
Well, I can talk about the legal because being a lawyer, because I think I was saying to you before the show started that, I grew up where my father left my mother when I was 6 years old. And so she was a very intense lady. She studied and she got her degrees and what have you. And my grandmother really insisted that I had to have an education, that no matter what happened, you had to go to school. And so I sort of grew up thinking I have to do this because this is the salvation. And then I became a lawyer and I started thinking, I can make a living, but there's something missing.
Right. You
And
want to
when
be
I
more
re-
purposeful.
Yes, and I was doing, sort of corporate law, so to speak. So I
Boring.
also felt like I wasn't helping. I couldn't feel like I was helping anybody, right? That was part of what I wanted. Like, people need help. It's okay. If you like corporate, that's great. And if you don't need to interact with people, that's fine. But I wanted to feel like I was making a difference. And so that put me on my journey. And then when I had my son, I was like, how am I going to raise a kid if I'm never home? I'm literally never home if I'm in a big corporate practice. And I left. I left the law firm and went off on my own.
Oh, okay.
I did. I did. And that was the beginning of finding answers. And the book is Answers from Within. And
Look at
it's
that
finding
beautiful cover.
answers to work-life issues. That's the whole thing. When I couldn't figure it out, how am I going to be a mother and have a kid that I'm never home to see? I don't know why I'm here. I call it, why am I here on the planet? What am I here to do? How am I going to make a difference? And all those things. And then that's when my journey began. So yes, I still practice law because that's how I make a living. But the real important things that I do is to share what my journey has been about. And it hasn't been easy.
So what is this most difficult time? You said that you were raised without your dad?
Yeah, that was my parents. In my other book, the other book is called For the Love of My Father. This is the other one. For the Love of My Father. And the subtitle is A Spiritual Guide for Women Healing from the Absence of a Father. And I really grew up not even understanding how difficult it is for a little girl to grow up without any male influence,
It's
so
tough.
to speak,
Yeah, that is tough.
without a father. It is, and like women have this happen often, and then you get into relationships, you're just really messed up, you really have no balance, you have no real, some people have no self-esteem. And so all of those things kind of piled up and put me in a place where I had to find answers.
Okay. So when the journey, did you start writing it way after all this or during when it was happening?
Well, so what happened was that I decided I had to leave the law firm because I could not take care of my son
Okay.
and come home every day at 7 p.m., leave at 7 a.m. and be home at 7 p.m. and everything. When you go to trial, you're gone for weeks at a time, depends on what's happening. It's crazy. And I quit. And I started to write. 20 years before it was published, I started to write Answers from Within. It took me 20 years. But I knew that there were some things that could make the difference because I was really hopeful. I was like, there's got to be a better way to live. There's got to be a better way. There's a lot going on in the world right now. It's kind of upside down. And a lot of people are looking for answers for a number of different things. And so for me, I had to start from what I call the inside out. And that's why it's called Answers from Within, because ultimately, you're running around, you think you have to go here and there to find things. But then ultimately you find that you really have to sit with yourself and look within to find the answers to things. So it was when I left the firm and went back home and decided I've got to figure out how I'm going to raise this kid by myself and make a difference in the world and make a living. That's what I was looking for.
Okay. So now how old is this kid now?
I can't give you a number. I'm not going to give you a number because I don't want to date. I don't want you to figure out my number or the other people want to figure out my number.
Okay.
But let's just say he is very grown and I have a granddaughter and I have a daughter-in-law.
Nice.
Well, guess what? She just had a granddaughter too.
I have a grandson and a granddaughter. And my daughter was raised.
Isn't that the best? Isn't that the best?
I raised my daughter alone. But you continue. I don't want to interrupt.
So you see, already you guys have a connection.
Yes, absolutely.
That's something we do here at the Breakfast Club show. She didn't know you were coming. You didn't know she was coming, but somehow There was some kind of
Yeah.
a magnetic connection.
Absolutely. I truly
Absolutely.
believe in that.
Yeah, and see, these are the things that really matter in life. We're in such a, I call it evolutionary time in life. The situation with women is changing. Situation with men is changing. It's kind of like everybody has to find like a new normal. You know, women have forever had to raise children by themselves, right? Sometimes the guys leave, whatever the situation might be, but there has to be a new basis, right? We come in and we say, listen, I need more. I need to have some spiritual guidance about what my purpose in life is. You know, I think, and you can back me up on this. I think the single most difficult thing that I did was to be a single mother. The single most difficult thing in my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it was going to be that way. I mean, people might say, "Oh, you went to school, you did this." No, first of all, being a mother, and worse, being a single mother, hardest
It's a
thing ever.
full-time job and then some.
And then some. And then the kids challenge you because whether it's a girl or a boy, they get to a certain age and they challenge you. Tell me if I'm, and you know, you're working hard, you need money to feed them, but you know, they're just special. You were going to say something?
Yeah.
Well, and then we're the ones that are accountable because there's no father to turn to and say, well, what do you think? Or an emergency. The worst thing I ever had to do was take my daughter to the emergency room and she was 3 years old. And I was like, oh my God, what do I, well, I'm also a retired police officer. So I go into emergency gear quickly. And I think that's a mother's gift also that we could do that.
Yeah.
And then I had to do it. And then afterwards, I'm like, oh my God, how did I do that? I was like, by the grace of God only. I can't take the credit.
To me, it seemed like a continuous series of challenges raising a kid, like for 20 years, just one thing after the other. Mm-hmm. And for me, I can speak for myself. I said, without the spiritual sort of background, having some sense that I wasn't in the world by myself and that there was some spiritual power behind me, without that, I don't know. I don't think that I would have made it through everything that I've made it through.
So let's talk about planet Earth.
Planet Earth University.
What is she going to Mars? What is planet Earth? Is this a thing or what?
Hopefully you guys can see that. It's called my company is called for this stuff is called Planet Earth University. And the reason I call it Planet Earth University, by the way, for people who are watching, you can go to my Facebook page. And it's Olivia S. Benson. And what's posted there is something that says rules for being a human. And it was written, there's a book that it was in, and it's like 10 rules for being a human, right? And it's really, really cool. But I think it's number 2 or number 3. And it says one of the rules for being human, you're coming to the planet, you're going to get challenges, you're going to have lessons, right? And the whole thing is for you to learn from your lesson. So it doesn't matter, generally speaking, what is happening. There's a reason it is happening, and you're here to have that lesson and to learn from it. So I came up, and it's even trademarked with Planet Earth University. We're all here. We're all learning. We're all going to get lessons. There's no way around it. And the challenge that we have is what you do with your lesson and how you take it. That
sounds great. So do you actually have training and people actually get a certification from you?
Oh, no. It's not that's the name of the company. What we do is we offer seminars and speaking and things like that, but it's not an official institution.
Okay,
it's just the name of my organization.
Program.
Yes. Well, I have a lot of different things that I work on at the same time. And one of them is to have like a training. For example, when I talk about, I call it daddy issues, women growing up without their father and all those kinds of things. There are a lot of women who have that issue, and they reach out for coaching, but I haven't formally started offering coaching as as a service because that would require a significant investment of time. But
Yeah.
the book does provide guidance with regards to that. So Planet Earth University is a concept. And the concept is, and I know people go through a lot of stuff. There are a lot of people suffering in the world. I mean, at least we're here, we're safe, right? In a certain way, we are safe. But there are people in other parts of the world, you can't even walk out in the street.
No,
People have all kinds of issues. And the thing about it is for us to realize that whatever might be happening to us compared to somebody else is relatively small.
right.
Take your lessons, do the best you can, and live the best life you can in the best way possible.
Well, that's true. I mean, challenges, happen to everyone. And if in your head, your belief is this, but it's not really only this, it's this, that, and the other thing, then this book would probably help you kind of think it through a little bit more and understand better what you were feeling before you read the book and after the book, like, gee, that makes sense. And now here I am figuring this out. Does that
Exactly.
sound
That's
like
exactly it. To give some clarity about it.
And validation for somebody that they're going through something and then they read something or talk to somebody who's experiencing that same thing. There's worth in the validation.
Yeah.
You're not alone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the other thing,
and also that
you need to be
I
fulfilled.
think you're breaking up.
I think you need to be fulfilled.
Yes, to me, that's important. I always try to make sure that I don't talk about, I mean, some people don't care. Some people just need to make a living, right? You make a living and you do the best you can and you take care of your kids and you retire and you're good. Some people want that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But for some of us, for whatever reason,
if they open their world to experience something different, they realize they need it.
Well, you're a classic example, and I'm sure she knows that. I mean, you are like looking and wanting something beyond just, okay, I'm going to work and I'm going to finish, or they fired me and that's the end. And no, there's something else that drives you, right? That says, I want to do something else. I want to make contributions. I want to make a difference in my community. And that's how I feel. I feel like if the only thing that I can do is just share, right?
Right.
Take a pen and a paper, not anymore, a computer, right? But take a pen and a paper and say, look, this happened to me. And this is how I got better. And this is how I got through it. If that's the only thing I can do, I want to do it.
Now, how about your mother was, from what I've read, an amazing woman, yet her communication with your father, made your life a little bit difficult.
Yeah, it was. Okay, so today I did a video, and the name of the video that I'm putting on YouTube on my channel is called Don't Make Your Daughter a Co-Mother, right? And the reason that I say that, I'm talking to men in this particular case. Obviously, there are women who are not good mothers as well, but I happen to talk about absent fathers, right? And what I'm saying is, listen, if you're a guy and you can even think about it, when you're leaving, let's say, the mother of your child, right? For the love of God, think about the position that you're putting this child in. If the mother doesn't have a job, if the mother is in poor circumstances, what is she going to do with your daughter? Your daughter's going to be the helpmate. She's going to be the co-mother. And worse, if there's several children coming down the line. Of course, there have always been families where, there are a whole bunch of kids and the kids have to help out. But I'm talking about a situation where a guy knows that he has a daughter and he's leaving that daughter and the mother in a difficult position. And that little girl, which was me, is going to be a co-mother.
Also, I think, as you probably were going through challenges, it was, your purpose to get through them and learn something from a mistake you made is what got you to the next level. And
Absolutely.
I always say, I don't mind making mistakes. Mistakes make you better. And then
Mhm.
from that point, you'll never make that same mistake again.
Absolutely.
What do you think about that?
Absolutely. The only difference between us and a pencil is we don't have an eraser. And there's a reason, there's a purpose in it. I really love that. You know, you don't appreciate a rainbow until after the storm. But you have to be willing. Winston Churchill said, it's not the burdens we bear, it's how we bear them.
Mhm.
And look what a great
Yes.
man he turned out to be for whatever,
Yes.
not getting into politics, but
Right.
it's what we make of it. You know, I could have this splinter in my finger and be crying my eyes out, or I'm going to do something. I can cry, but now I have to do
Mhm.
something about it.
And also, if it really tugs at your, heartstrings, you have to open your mind to forgive yourself, because we all make
gee.
these errors. Even as far as having a marriage that didn't work out. Okay, but you have to forgive yourself for being that miserable at that time.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be there anymore. And you look ahead and you look up. Even with
Absolutely.
death, right? With the death.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's a chapter in my book for the love of my father. And you know what the title of the chapter is? Forgiveness, a pill to take like your life depends on it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Your life depends on it. Because if you don't forgive, there's so many things, then it becomes a burden. It's like a weight you're carrying.
So
Right?
I'm part of that spirituality, which I never thought I would either as I got older. But it was all the whacks I got that got me to the next whack to be positive.
Exactly.
The spiritual point of life is good.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And I'm going to tell you,
oh my gosh, I have gone through so many changes, and just my horoscope sign is Aries, and Aries are known to have many hats. Well, I have a lot of hats. So from being a hairstylist to a New York City police officer, acting was always in my background. But then raising my daughter by myself, I said, how am I going to go on shoots and auditions raising a child alone? That's not fair to her. My first responsibility was her. And now she's a beautiful mother. She's got a PhD. She works at Johns Hopkins. So, you know, she's got two beautiful children, a wonderful, loving husband. And I don't know what my life would be if I didn't have those glitches. You know?
Right. So what you're saying is that the absence of your father is what gave you the journey in the testament that you're living every day.
Absolutely.
But if you look back, you didn't think that 10 years ago, or 18 years ago, however many years. You just wanted to be miserable for that moment because it was not good.
It was not good. Exactly. And mad, you know, a lot of people are mad, angry about the circumstances of life. And that's a normal human reaction. But there comes a point where what is mad going to do? It's about changing your life. It's about living better. That's what we need to focus. How are we going to live this life better?
And there's always a better.
There's always a better.
Climbing up, because going back, you take 5 back, 6 forward. You know how that saying is?
Yes. Yes.
Bobby, do we have some pictures that we can show of the book and of this wonderful spiritual woman that is so smart and talented with her business and her legal? And there were those great pictures that I had. And she has a podcast, which is another thing look at that beautiful cover. It's a beautiful cover.
The art's great.
Yes, very nice. And I love her name. Now, you know who Olivia BENSON is, right?
Now I do.
No, but you know who the other one is.
No.
She's in a TV scoop. Where is it? Which TV show? Yes.
I have no idea. Regular TV?
Yeah, it's a police show. Olivia BENSON. She's this movie star.
No, wait, that's her acting name, or that's the character's name?
No, she is
The
Olivia
character's
BENSON.
name.
The character.
Give her a hint.
Give me a hint. Is it NCIS? Which I don't watch.
No, it's Law and Order SVU, and her name is Olivia BENSON. Marissa Hargitay.
And she's great.
Yeah, every time I get on the phone, some people say to me, "Is your name really Olivia BENSON?" I'm like, "Yes," and I'm sure I was here before the character.
Too bad you didn't get some of her mail. You could have made friends with her.
Listen, yeah, well, we're still hopeful. What was I going to say? I wanted to tell you guys about the image on the book on Answers from Within, the those colors and the dynamite. And there's a statement in the book where they talk about how much energy, how dynamic, how incredible each human being is. Like we have more energy within ourselves than the bomb that they dropped in Nagasaki, Japan. There's literally a thing in there where they did a study. Every single human being has that kind of dynamic energy, explosive. That's why I chose that picture. For us to think about how wonderful we are and how valuable we are and how much we can bring to the world. That's who we are, that kind of dynamite energy.
Right.
And
I agree.
Huh?
I agree. How about the
Yeah.
podcast? Like, let's just take a minute on the podcast, and then we're going to switch over, and then we're all going to talk.
Okay, good. Well,
Podcast.
you can look. I'm on YouTube, Olivia S. Benson, and basically what I do, I speak about issues related to. I first started with For the Love of My Father, which is about women with what I call daddy issues and healing those issues from a spiritual perspective. And that really has to do more than anything with forgiveness. And then I speak about Answers from Within, which is for people who really have questions about finding their right work. What am I here? There are 4 questions in Answers from Within. Who am I? Why am I here? Where am I going? And who's going with me? Those are the questions of life that need to be answered with regards to finding your right
And that's
work.
a great
So
list for everybody to keep with them, because guess what? Every day your list could change what you want.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's a rolling ball. It's a rolling thing. You're sort of evolving personally.
Right.
Like, I mean, she's doing all this work with her acting. You know, she did what she needed to do. And the thing that she said that's very important that people need to hear, I'm sure some people heard it, but she said, my daughter was my first responsibility.
And on that note, we have to salute you. We give you a glass of wine, but we can't because you're too far away. So
By
it's
osmosis.
Salute.
they say salute to
Agenda.
the
Salute.
lovely lady Olivia Benson. And
Thank
now
you,
we're going to
thank
be
you.
showing. You're going to hang out with us, right, for a while.
Absolutely.
Bobby's going to play the song. We have a quick little song of the
Okay.
Befana.
Is she with iced tea?
Okay.
Pouring water? Iced tea?
No.
Oh.
Befana, Bobby. He must be on the phone. So let's just we'll do it in a little bit, but let's talk about La Befana.
La Befana. So I'm just going to say, years ago when my daughter was in, I shouldn't say years ago because now I'm doing the same thing Olivia did, and we don't want to give the age. And these are not, you know, this is not my real color. So
Look at this hair. He's got a head of blonde hair.
I have a lot of hair, thank God. So when my daughter was in grade school, then junior high, she was studying Italian, and they asked if I would be La Befana. I didn't know that much about her. I'm second generation American, and my family was very Americanized. You're in America, you speak English, etc. So a lot of the traditions, other than food, kind of went by the wayside. But then I knew about her, but not enough. And I dressed up, and I put on
Old clothes.
an old clothes of my mother. I put powder in my hair. Now I don't need the powder. With powder, I made wrinkles. I have a few of those. And her biggest saying is, "Mi lavoro è mai finito." My work is never done. And she flies around. First, she waits for Christmas. So the story goes. Should I tell the story first?
Yeah.
Okay. So the story goes that she was mean, and they call her a witch, and all she'd do was sweep. So she's very known. I don't have a broomstick with me, but she's very known to be depicted with a broomstick. And she sweep, and everybody said she's so mean, but she was lonely. So that's another thing. Tommy Di Paola wrote a really good book on her. And she decided she had to find this Christ child. Didn't know where he was. Look for him. She's the wise men. I don't know how she went from Italy to wherever, Palestine or wherever. But it took her weeks, and it was way after Christmas. So the tradition is January 6th, which is Epiphany or Epiphania, or Little Easter, Little Christmas. And a lot of cultures in South America and in Europe celebrate the 6th. And that's when La Befana comes, and she quietly goes into the rooms, and you have to be a good boy or a good girl. If you're bad, you get coal. But she loves children so much that on the bottom of the coal, it's very traditional. Tangerines or oranges are very popular in Italy.
You get candy, Italian candy, and you get a little mini tangerine, very small.
That's it. And that's all the kids were happy to get. They didn't need about iPads and games and bicycles and whatnot.
And did she leave it while they were sleeping?
She left it while they were sleeping. And sometimes the other tradition will say she had time, she'd knit the socks that were sewn that needed holes, that had holes in them.
So on that note, she's sort of like that kind of lady. I mean, she's done it all. She's volunteered. She's part of this Per Sempre Lodge of the Italian Sons and Daughters of Italy, which I happen to be a member. That's how we met.
We became friends, yeah.
And I call her the Dynamo Italiano, you know. But she's very good with so many productions. So let's talk about The Sopranos, right?
No, I was in The Sopranos, but I was in New Amsterdam.
Right.
I have a film. We just got the trailer for the Renaissance of Oddity Todd. And I can't say too much about it, but the director gave me creative freedom to give her an Italian accent. So instead of her name being Lucia, her name is Lucia.
I like that.
And it's Noah Marks. He's so talented. And I've done a lot of theater and some TV and film. And
I like this one, Love, Sex, and Menopause.
Love, Sex, and Menopause, who became my friend.
That's a big title.
We did it on stage, and then she made a movie out of it, and that's in post also, which means it hasn't been produced yet.
Great.
Yeah, it's in production.
Now, this one thing, I interviewed for this job, and I didn't get it, but you did. The standardized patient at Winthrop Hospital.
Oh, gee.
And North Shore. I went both for those 2 jobs. I didn't get it.
Really?
I don't know why, but...
So this is funny, because this was back in 2000, I think.
They're great little jobs.
It was very per diem. And it said that they were looking for actors. So as an actress, I'm always prepared. So I went with a hospital gown. I brought IV tube, fake. And I go, where am I going to change? And they were laughing. They said, no, but we appreciate that. So I got the job. And it was what's really, really the benefit that came from it is every time I do go to a doctor, I mean, I always listen. You can't see, I do have 2 ears. It's so important to listen and practicing listening skills.
Yes, that's true.
Friends, family, relationships, but doctors, if they need to ask you your name, date of birth, and their other identifiers. And sometimes I found myself where they had the wrong chart. So it can happen.
Definitely. But the thing of it is they actually give you a script if you get the job. And you actually go to the doctor in the hospital with that problem. And I was like, I could do this with my eyes closed, but I didn't get it. But it was a great little job that most people don't know about when you're retired, because, it's part-time. You get paid very well. You have to fill out paperwork and you go home, and it's pretty simple. It's like an everyday of life.
It's a little challenging because when you get a medicals, we're doing a lot with the medical students or residents. And when you get a medical student, especially if they have different language.
Yeah, that's hard.
So there's some people, I don't listen to the accent, I listen to the words.
Right.
So some people don't, they're stuck on the accent. And where we had to not only know what our case was, let's just say pneumonia. I'm just going to say that's enough. Actually, the biggest one was ALS. And that's why I'm a big advocate for
that
ALS.
is a tough one. But also at the Sons of Italy, she's involved in a lot of things, but we have a big thing coming up. I think, Bobby, you have a split of it. It's going to be a night where we're all going to be painting beautiful glasses, right?
Paint and sip.
It is called over here Paint and Sip. Do they have Paint and Sip over there in Florida?
Oh, Paint and Sip. Okay.
Yeah. And it's a night out.
Very, very popular.
Yes. and she's going to be involved in it.
Yeah.
And,
And it's a fundraiser.
Gina, who is one of our main members, is going to be pulling it off. And she sent me a text today. I said, we're going to talk about it. So I don't know if you have it there, Bobby, but it's going to be coming up. And they can always go to my Facebook and find it. And she also was in a thing called Mr. Lucky Showcase at the Producers Club.
Well, they did a lot of showcases, and some of them were at the Producers Club, and they were at various locations in Manhattan. And that is how I got my 2 agents.
Now, the bedtime stories in Lindenhurst, that's where I work with my writers and stuff. So what was that about?
Well, that was non-equity. So that was before I was actors equity. So I could only do union work. And it was so much fun. I played 3 characters. One was like a little airheaded kind of mother, housewife. And the other one, the best one I loved, was the taxi driver had no sense of direction.
Oh, geez.
That was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a Canadian stripper who broke her leg, she had no rhythm. And it was clean. It was all PG. And it was so much fun and the best thing about acting, I just have to add in, is you were talking about our energy and whatever, is there is not one aspect of ourself that we can't relate to. We're only separated by 1% DNA.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's right.
There is the prostitute in here. There is the police officer. There is the teacher. There is the single mother. There is the nutty baker. There is and I feel that gives us empathy for human beings. And that's part of the reason why I love doing the acting. So
yeah.
much.
And I, for example, never did acting. I mean, but when I got involved with volunteering, which I believe is very good for everyone, you meet great people. I met this writer, and he liked me, and I used to help him out a lot. And now I'm in 5 films. Who could have thought? But it all was
and
about
the Fontanas.
Yes, we have a few things coming up. 2 things: the Fontanas, which is like The Sopranos. We're on the 3rd series. I play the mother. I'm Italian, and it clicked. Then I got a call to play an Italian mother of another film coming up called Max,
Oh, that was
and it's a
beautiful.
feature. It's coming up in the movies very soon.
Beautiful.
So, how do you know? Stepping out of your zone. Just do it. People, I mean, I'm old. I'm 73, but I don't feel it. And every crisis I had got me to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's very
Can I
important.
say something? Can I say something? In Answers from Within, there's a chapter, it's called Timeless Work.
Mhm.
And the theme of that is that when you have a gift or a talent, when you were born and you come to planet Earth and you have a gift or a talent, it doesn't age. You can be 10, 20, 30, 40, and you guys are doing it at, whatever age you are. It's timeless work.
And the way the way you do it is you keep saying, I'll do it.
Right.
But
I'll
not-
do it. Just do it.
To do it.
Yes.
And Julie mentioned,
I mean, you guys are talking amazing stuff that you're going out there and doing acting at any rate
and
of
you know
life
what?
possible.
for auditions are different now since COVID. And
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not going to go
harder.
into that because we have to self-tape. So now I have to be an actress. I have to be an editor. I have to be a filmmaker
And technical.
and technical. And it has its challenges. And we miss this. I miss this. Whoever's listening, directors, casting directors, one-on-one. I loved it. I miss it. That's back in the day.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's what it's going to come back to soon.
I hope so. I do hope
And
so.
then the other thing is this wonderful book. This is my book, From Fire to Freedom. I'm going to send you one. And this is all about 87 women that got let go because of their age. And what are they doing now? Everything different. Stepping out of their zone. And every single one of them wrote their own book now. That's making a difference. Because I said, if I wrote it, you could write it. And they gave me a little story for each chapter.
Beautiful.
I said, well, you just did it. So now do it for yourself. So this book is on Amazon and it's also all over. It's on my website. And this is what got me to the acting, the show, and now movies. So I don't know what's left.
Yes.
Well,
I know that you're going to have something else. After everything, you're always doing something new. So we know something else is coming. But both of you are just simply
always
amazing.
ask me. I always say
good.
yes.
So as I was saying before with the auditions is for as many no's, there's always a yes.
Right.
And then from a humble point of view, If I didn't get the job, that means another actress or actor got that job. And I have to be happy. I
Absolutely.
can't begrudge. And
No.
they will look at, it could be anything, like we don't look like sisters, or you need,
Right.
it could be anything. And
Mhm.
and I think that that's a big thing. And a lot of people who have reached fame will say, just keep doing it.
It
Because
always
there's always going to be
never
a
accept,
yes.
and no, it's not in the vocabulary.
Nope.
That's
Right.
that's. I think we're
You
kind of like on the same wavelenth, the three of us. It's
Absolutely,
unbelievable.
absolutely. Like you guys are like, you're like right here with me.
We're in the same room. But
Yeah.
Bobby, can we show some of the slides? I mean, we have maybe do you have anything with the website on it? Olivia, what website do you would like people to come to for you?
Well, my website for my writing, there you go. That's the 2 books.
Right.
OliviaSBenson.com. They can, go to the website. They can get the books through the website, and they can see articles that I've written and the things that I talk about, my life journey in terms of, the difficulties. Also, I won an award from the Nonfiction Book Association for the love of my father. I got a silver award for
I
that.
know the title.
Isn't it good?
For the
Yeah.
love of my, if you just look at the title, you're thinking that it's one of those books that your father was there until you start reading it. You know what I mean? Because you're
Yeah.
thinking this is about a princess that a father just
Oh,
dealt princess on her. But it's the opposite, which makes it
it's
even
the
more.
opposite. And let me tell you, the reason I called it For the Love of My Father was because for many years, as I was growing up, I was willing to do anything for the love of my father.
Right.
Right? Like little girls always are trying to get dad to love them, or they think they have to do that. And then eventually I realized that that wasn't it. That
Right.
he was never going to be that ideal dad that I had in my mind.
Right.
And that there had to be another way. And it was all about what you said, the lesson.
But then when you were younger, what happens is as a young person, you don't take that as a positive. You just take it as
No.
I'm lost. Where am
A
I?
big loss.
And it's
Yes,
like,
and it's normal. I mean, because I'm sure maybe somebody that's younger is watching the show, and I don't want people to think that, I grew up thinking this was great. It was not. It was a nightmare. It was
but that's
horrible.
right. But in today's world, the parents, the mothers take hold of negativity right away. There's always a coach, a consultant, or someone to help your child, and getting the child or the person involved in volunteering, which blends goodness.
Right. Yes,
Goodness
exactly.
comes from
With that kind of energy. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. You had a hard time doesn't mean your kid has to have a hard time.
Exactly.
I
What
mean,
about how do
you
people
can
watch
take
you
the
on
experience and
YouTube?
make it better. I'm sorry?
How do they watch you on YouTube?
Oh, my YouTube channel is Olivia S. Benson. If you just put in my name on YouTube, that's what's going to come up. The videos are there, and also you can get to YouTube through my a link tree. I'm on Linktree, Olivia S. Benson. The YouTube videos are there, and all the things that I post on Facebook and Instagram are there. But you just have to put in.
I'll have it up that after the show, and they could always
Right.
find you. Anybody could always call me for you, and
Yes.
and if you recommend us and your
Okay.
information, how do people reach you, honey?
I do have a website. It's Wix site. It's changed, so I'll get it to you. And then I have 2 agents. I have Eileen Haves, who's wonderful, and Ramona Patera.
So how does somebody get an agent? That's a good question.
So from the showcases that I had done, that was a really good way to have my work seen, because an agent doesn't want to take you on until they've seen you in something.
Right.
So that's a really good avenue to, especially when you're first starting out. Here I am, come to my showcase, and I got cast in a few things from that, which I'm very blessed
Now,
with.
does an agent really work for you? Because they get paid if you get a gig?
Well, you could be exclusive, or you can be, what's the word I'm looking at? Freelance. So I
Right.
freelance. So that means I could still look for my own work.
Right.
But even as having an agent or 2 agents, or even some people have more, I'm still responsible to look for work.
Of course. Well, aren't we all?
Yeah. I can't just sit back and say, okay, you take care of everything.
But also, there's the networking, tool that everybody uses in every avenue,
Yeah.
and it does help. I mean, that's how I met you. That's how somebody else met you, and you were going to be in a play, and
Yep.
then it didn't happen, and then you were going to meet someone in the restaurant business, and that didn't happen. It's all about talk, 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 as they used to say in that show. One of the Chinese ladies,
South Pacific.
she would sing
Should know
that
that.
song, talk, talk, talk.
Talkie. Yeah.
And you have to be sort of like your own billboard when you're out there.
Yeah.
Only you got to do the talk and walk the walk.
Yeah, there was a book that I saw many years ago. It was called The Unabashed Self-Promoter. And that's kind of what you're always sort of promoting yourself and, selling what you have to offer to the world. It's,
And the thing about that is you have to do that, but most people poo-poo it. They think, oh, what is she doing? Sending another message about herself? But guess what? If you don't,
nobody else is going to do it. Nobody else is going to do it. Absolutely. You have to do it. And you know what? And it's not an ego thing. It's just like, hey, listen, I have something to say and I want people to know. It's not ego.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So,
yeah. And then the other thing that I believe is, good deeds go far. Like, today, give a hug to someone that maybe needs it, or, be kind. There's never
be kind.
Be kind.
Be kind to people for the love of God.
You can't be.
You don't even know what people are going through. Just be kind. Right. If you can't help them, move away.
If your life is on a little roller coaster, get on and ride that coaster. Buy those boots, whatever.
Yes.
Because that's the next step of you getting to the next step. So, but it takes time to learn all this. And then if you have a family that starts looking at you with those eyes, like, what is she doing?
Exactly.
Ignore that.
And don't be afraid. I'd like to share one film I did. It was called She Has Your Eyes, and a brilliant Italian young director. And Aragine, how do you feel about bugs? And I said, I don't want them near me. Aragine, do you like roaches? I said, I see them in Manhattan. I want them in my home. I want you to wear a brooch. I said, a brooch. She said, a brooch.
A roach.
I literally had, and it's in it's on my reel. It's a Madagascar hissing cockroach, which is about this big.
Oh, God.
Live? I wore it. Yeah, live. And so, as an act, we're supposed to wait for the director's direction.
Oh, yeah, you can't say too much.
And this thing started crawling, and I went, cut. And she's like, no, say a cut. I said, you want to put this on you? You could say cut. And so sometimes you just do things. Yeah.
Definitely. Fun. The other thing is, the word rise, R-I-S-E, it was never what it is now. It used to be rise. What? The sun is rising?
Yes.
Now rise is a big word. Rise and shine. Rise to somebody and lift somebody up. These are words that they never really talked about when we were kids. These kind of words, you know what I mean? It was just in church, rise to God, And the best process is fill up those wings you have and fly, because that's what's going to help you keep going further. And maybe add a little sweetness to it the next person you see, because she might want to do that too, and you may give her that push.
Incentive. Yes. Give a little incentive. Like, you're not crazy. You are on the right path. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything that we're talking about today, there might be somebody out there where the family thinks they're crazy. I mean, I'm sure people think I'm crazy. Like, what are you doing? Writing books and talking about this stuff.
Well, it's true. I even had one movie filmed in my house. My family almost went to the roof. I'm like, what are you doing over these people? I'm like, I know them. Don't get nervous. But it's
just, why not?
It's from being in a close-knit Italian family, loving family. But, sometimes in certain families, the doors are closed and not too open, because they are scared and they haven't done that.
Yes. A lot of people are scared, and, we're accustomed to trying to make sure that people are safe. And the only way to stay safe is stay where you are. Right? If you don't get out, then you're not going to get in trouble. You might get in trouble if you go outside.
And getting in
And,
trouble sometimes is good, you know?
Sometimes there's good trouble. You know?
Exactly.
No, it's gotta
So,
keep moving.
Yeah.
you know, I think that this is a real good threesome here we had talking because
I
have a lot of
absolutely love it.
yeah, a lot
Same
of
mindset.
Yes.
So if you were here, you'd be getting a cookie.
Cookie.
Because we eat
Oh.
cookies and we give Italian
Okay.
bread on the show. Because
Okay.
Italian bread is for oneness with people. And it's
Ah.
like an extended hand. So here's your bread.
Oh,
You can
grazie,
take the bread
signora.
home.
Mi amici.
And I got her an Italian flag because she's such an Italiano. So now you have
Okay.
the one that you have.
This one was pro war.
And
You won't believe how many videos I watch about Italy and moving to Italy.
everybody wants to go.
Everybody is Italian.
And everybody wants to
Everybody
go
wants
to
to go.
Spain. Spain
Yes.
seems to be the new spot to
Yes.
go away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Spain's
I
beautiful.
do Spain, Portugal, and Italy. Those are the three that I watch. But Italy is the one that I love the most in terms of, the culture and the food and the people. It's just really, really
Barcelona
beautiful.
is very similar. I went to Barcelona, very similar to Italian.
When was the
culture.
last time you went to Italy?
I went to Italy, I think the last time was in 2004. I went to Ity.
Were
Yeah.
you pinched
Yeah,
a lot?
I was-
Did you get pinches?
No,
No.
I was not pinched.
I think that was my older
Yeah.
sister. She got pinched a
I
lot.
still pinch my little nieces and nephews here, and they don't like it. But I'm noted
Yeah,
for that.
No,
this-
I didn't know anybody there. I went with a former boyfriend and we were in the south of Italy on the coast, but beautiful as well. But one thing I wanted to say is like about agents, like one of my dreams is to have a literary agent, right? And so a lot of the things that I do is sort of reaching out to let people know that, I'm a writer, I'm a speaker, I've written a couple of books and I have a couple more coming. And the thing is to find a literary agent. So it's amazing that you have an agent because that makes all the difference in the world.
People take you more seriously too. And I don't know if
Yes.
there are, I know for acting, this WGA, the Writers Guild, I forget what the
It's a little bit different with writers. It's just a matter of who you know and getting out
It's all
there.
about maybe knowing someone that has that agent that you could talk to. Right.
Exactly. So that's my next goal.
We're coming up to the close. I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank our sponsors today. And this lovely sponsor we have from Florida today. She's just great, Olivia BENSON. And now I'm not going to lose that name because I know about the show and you know who we're talking
Now I
about.
do, yeah.
And you just never know. You never know what could happen. But it's been a pleasure. What we do is we say, don't forget us. Watch, like, and share the show tonight. Tell your friends, tell your relatives. Anytime you watch this show, it's going to be on YouTube at 7:00, on Strong Island Television, TV, and on Long Island Breakfast Club Show. And on your individual phones that you can take and make things with it that you never thought you could.
Can I stand up and show a little bit
Yeah,
more of
stand
this?
up,
I don't
'cause
know
we're
if it'll
almost
show
there.
because there's.
Look at how nice she
She's
looks.
got an apron because where else is she going to put her goodies while she's flying on her broom? And this beautiful
The back.
Victorian
How
looking.
beautiful
is that
that is.
pretty?
She's got a nice ruffle right around her butt. It's very, very cute.
Pastagool.
And I love the hat. The hat's adorable. It reminds me of what the old Italian ladies used to wear to church.
Always.
But on that note, we're getting pretty close. Something between your toes. Name it. What is it? Something between your toes. 20 seconds.
I don't want to do the typical lint. I have to think of something. No, I don't want sweat either.
How about
But thank you out there.
Olivia? Something between your
Something
toes.
between my toes.
My song, my
A
sandal.
ring.
A ring. That's it.
A ring.
on that note,
between
guys,
toes.
Wrap. Thank you, everybody. See you soon.
Bye-bye. Take care.